Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be summarizing this video right here. It was a video, if you haven't watched it, please go check it out. It's long, but there are timestamps in the description if you want to skip around. Where I tried living off of 2 gallons of water every day. Around. It was definitely not a perfect science. I'm gonna say that right up front. Definitely not perfect at all. There were definitely some mistakes, some things I forgot to calculate, but the average was 2 to 5 gallons a day. What I want to note here, and what I noted in that video, was that in America, the average American uses anywhere from 80 to 100 gallons of water every day, each person. In Europe, that number drops to about 50 gallons, and in some of the less wealthy places in the world, such as numerous countries in Africa, they use on average 2 to 5 gallons of water every day. And I know, I knew before, I live an extremely privileged lifestyle, but I think most of us could not imagine living off of 3% of their typical daily consumption of water. I assumed ahead of time I was using less water than the average American, or at least I'd hope so. You know, I try to be intentional with those kinds of things. But there are so many things I didn't realize were consuming so much water in my daily life. And at least in my opinion, water is pretty important. And even with my low flush power toilet, it still uses anywhere from a gallon to over a gallon and a half of water each flush. And a regular toilet uses 5 to 7 gallons per flush. Imagine the average American uses more water in the first 5 minutes of being actively awake than the average person in Africa uses in their whole day. So to get a sense of what that would feel like, I spent a month living off of 2 gallons of water a day on average. And here's how it went. On day 1, I decided to dive in and wing it. I carried around a 50-ounce bottle of water with me all day, and since there are 128 ounces of water in a gallon, I aimed to fill that bottle up only about once to 1.5 times. That way I could still have water for flushing the toilet, washing clothes, and doing the dishes. I also poured that water into a smaller bottle to make sure I wasn't over drinking water and I could kind of stay hydrated throughout the day in a measured way. But I quickly realized I needed to make a plan. I'd say the hardest part of this whole month was just the stress that I was gonna run out of water. So I wrote out my plan. And I have to say I probably was dehydrated most of the month. But I was just grateful that I was given this clean water right from my sink. I couldn't imagine having to just get the 2 gallons and then have to boil it so that it could be clean. You know, then boiling evaporates a lot of it. It's crazy. My other main focuses during this challenge that I knew were gonna be a struggle were doing the laundry, doing the dishes, and bathing. Those were the 3 things in my life that take up the most amount of water. I was lucky enough to only need to wash my clothes once this month. I don't change my outfit every day. Sorry if that's disgusting, but I don't. And I just kind of washed them in bulk anyways at the end of the month. Honestly, I could have gone the month without doing laundry, but I figured that wouldn't be fair since laundry is definitely a part of our lives. I also realized how easy it is to do the dishes, at least for me, with just a few ounces of water, rather than about a dozen gallons that are used in the dishwasher. I just washed them by hand, used a sponge or a scrubber thingy, and that was it. I also didn't get my hot long shower this month either. Actually, I don't really take hot long showers. I usually take short cold showers, but whatever. But no one told me I smelled, and I still managed to get somewhat clean. I think the question I really want to address is, will I continue to live my life this way now that the challenge is over? Unfortunately, probably not. Like I mentioned, this was extremely stressful to count every ounce of water I used. However, it definitely opened my eyes to the fact that there are areas of my life that are using way more water than I'm willing to use, and that are so much easier to just put a little bit of effort into and save a lot of water. For example, I ended the challenge a couple weeks ago, and I have not used the dishwasher nearly as much as I did before this challenge. I've been able to use the same 4 or 5 plates and dishes for over a month now, as long as I just wash them by hand. Normally we just have piles of dishes that just stack up way more than 5. My family, on the other hand, did use normal amounts of water. They didn't do anything different this month. But I think just having one less person without me using my dishes in the dishwasher, they ran the dishwasher significantly less. They were probably running it about once a week, if that. And normally we have to run it every 2 to 3 days. This means I probably saved anywhere from 5 to 10 gallons of water a load of dishes. I'll let you guys do the math. And washing my clothes by hand also wasn't all that bad. It might be something I'm willing to consider for most of my clothes. I was able to do it with just about 50 ounces of water, which saves about 15 gallons per load. And lastly, I was in a daily shower before, and I definitely am not now. Probably never will be, but I was able to shower with about 25 ounces of water and did not expect that. The average person who takes like a 7 or 8 minute shower uses I think around 15 gallons of water. When you add these up, they compound to literally tons of water over decades. And that's literally just for one person. I think that's one of the best feelings also. Like, just as one person, you feel like you're making a difference because you see how much less water you're using. So I guess I will leave you guys with, go ahead and try it. Try making one of these 3 big changes that I made. The main ones I made: showering, laundry, dishes. Try making one of those shifts into your life for a day, for a week, for a month, and figure out where you can keep doing those changes throughout your life. We really want to limit the amount of excessive water we're using. Again, you save gallons a day, and it's completely mind-blowing and eye-opening. Every drop counts. Before I leave, I wanted to leave you with a few thoughts I wrote down throughout the challenge. Here we go. I call these my reality thoughts. I want tea, but it'll all evaporate. May have forgotten and used utensils that were probably from the dishwasher. Accidentally used bidet. It still saves water though. Sharing water if someone was already washing something. Like my dad turned on the sink and it was just running, so I quickly put a dish under, but better than wasting the water. Am I even allowed to use soap? I'm talking about liquid soap. Crap, my mom cooked my vegetables in unmeasured water. I think this fork was in the dishwasher, but again. Whoops, pooped twice today. I feel stupid using toilet paper since I couldn't measure the bidet water. Do I have to share water with my cat? I am so glad I haven't started my garden yet. This was before gardening season. Definitely not a perfect science. And I said it before, it really wasn't, but that's okay. I hope this was inspiring. I hope I can see you all next week. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for staying, and I hope you enjoyed it. Give this video a like and subscribe. Comment below if you have any thoughts or opinions or whatever. And until next time, peace.